Okay, so let me share my screen.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I've shared my screen. Uh, could you please give me some background about you? Like you are a totally a fresher, or have a little bit knowledge about
Totally
hospitality?
fresher. Totally fresher. I didn't know about that even
Okay, no
properly.
problem. No problem. Yeah. So in the Salesforce, basically, we'll go through these topics today. So first is the trailhead of for Salesforce. Basically, this is the dictionary which provides by the Salesforce ecosystem. So it helps all the topics and each and every steps mentioned over here for any of the terminologies we have to understood or any. Okay, so it's a kind of a dictionary which Salesforce provides. So it have the list of the certifications. We can check our growth, whatever modules we do in this particular link. That is a trailhead.salesforce. Okay, we can complete any modules over here, and that can be tracked. Okay, so this is just for knowledge what Salesforce provide for the learning. But let me go on to the learning phase from my end. So first, we will initiate what the Salesforce playground is. So we'll learn how we can initiate a Salesforce playground, which means whatever we will try to create any application or so for the any point and click tools, whatever we will use, so we'll be able to use in the Salesforce playground. So let me guide you through the steps. So first we have to log into the trailhead.salesforce.com. So we can sign up. I have already done. Then on the next step, we have to perform a hands-on orgs will be there. So we have to click it over here. Then we have an option to create a playground. Now to save our time, I have already created a playground. Just to tell you, the option are we have to just mention the name. That's it, and click on create. So let me open the playground which I have already created and showcase the demo. So I'm clicking it over here. So this is the Salesforce platform. So Salesforce is a cloud platform, which basically means it can be used in any of the systems, any of the devices like the mobile, like the tab, on any of the configuration of the systems. It does not require any heavy installation or anything. So it's a cloud-based platform which is very effectively in use for the clients. So Salesforce provides many applications or the clouds for the customer needs. So these are the nine dots. Basically, it's the application launcher. So if we want to open any application, we can click on these nine dots, and these are the applications which Salesforce provides. Okay, so Salesforce have service application, they have marketing CRM application, community, sales application, survey, and there are many other applications which Salesforce provide. Someone call it as an application, someone call it as a cloud as well. You might be hearing like it's a service cloud, it's a marketing cloud, it's a sales cloud, it's a service cloud. So both the terms are in use in the industry. Okay, so let me tell you why, like how these are being used in the industry. So let's suppose there are purpose of managing the customers. Let's suppose one company is dealing generators or maybe the ACs. There can be any product they are dealing. Or let's take an example of the Voltas. Okay. So they are dealing with their products. Now, whatever products they are selling out, whatever customer data they have, okay, so they can store or all of their data into our Salesforce application. So for those we have a sales application which we can use. So we just have to click and you can see another application is open. How we can get to know which application is open? There is this term sales. We can see from this space, this is basically the application name. If we open a service application, it will show us the app name service. This is basically the app name comes up over here. Okay. Do ask me if you have any questions. Okay. Then we have many options provided by Salesforce for each and every application. So these are the options you can see like home, opportunities, then leads. Okay, so these are basically the objects which Salesforce provide. But our task for the today is I'll be showcasing you how we can create any application by own. So this is the application which Salesforce already provided. So whatever the Salesforce has already provided, we call it as a standard part. Okay, and whatever we have to develop, we have to
Hello.
create for our hello.
Sir, what is the sales force? I can't understand. I totally understand this about the site, but I
Sure.
can't understand what is the sales force.
Okay, sure. So Salesforce is basically it's a software.
Okay.
Salesforce is a CRM industry software. CRM is customer relationship management.
Okay.
Okay, so it means if any business have to connect with a customer, so they have to store their data in some space in their some software. So Salesforce is that software that stored all the information of the customer in their Salesforce platform. Likewise, there is a telecom industry. So in the telecom industry, there are many customer care guys who use Salesforce at their platform. I can say you by the example like let's suppose you are facing some issue with your internet connectivity, with your Wi-Fi connection. Okay, you call it to the Airtel customer care. They pick your call. Anyone used to pick up your call and they try to understand your problem for the first time. And they raise one ticket like this problem will be solved in the 4 hours or in such some time they provide us, right? It's a real time scenario. Now, let's suppose your problem is not solved in the 4 hours. You again call the customer care and another person picks up the call, right? Does this happens with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you remember, what they do is they ask you, do you like, are you facing this issue right now, or you have already raised this concern with us? They ask this question. So, whenever we say, yeah, I have already raised the issue with you, but still my problem is not. So, they say, just give me a 1 minute. I'll I'll tell you. So, what they do, they have the Salesforce platform. They are using the Salesforce platform. So in their Salesforce platform, what they have the data. Data means like whatever you like whenever you called that particular customer care for the first time, they write down each and everything what was discussed. So they know like you have already called to that person and we have given the timeline that in the 4 hours the problem will be solved. Now they read all the information and connects to you and tell you the latest answer based on whatever was discussed with another customer care guy. Okay. So first time one customer care guy was there. Second time another customer person picks up the call. But they know what the issue is. So whatever information about the customer is made available, they stored in the software and that software we are using is a Salesforce. Okay, so that's how they manage their customer. They do not ask the same issue again and again because they have already write down those things in their software. So that's why we call it Salesforce is a CRM application, basically customer relationship management. Managing their customers, we use a Salesforce. Uh,
Okay.
Understood or any questions?
No, I understood.
Okay. So now to store the information, basically the customer care guys they store the information somewhere. So in the Salesforce, they stored the information in objects. Basically, this is the object, this is the object. They store the information over here. Like let's suppose they are talking to you. Okay, so they will. Why it's not opening? Let me refresh. Yeah, let's suppose they are talking to you on the call. Okay, so they know who you are. Okay, let's suppose you tell that your name is Rose. So they search your name in their system and put your name. Okay, then they understand your issue. Like your issue is like there are many options which Salesforce provide, or we can create those options. So let's suppose Airtel is using this particular application, then they will have their own options. Okay, they will select you are facing issue with Wi-Fi. Okay, then what's your email? They will write, or they have your email. Okay, then they will how you reach out to them via phone or via email. So they will select this and create save. Okay, then there is the case number which we usually get on our SMS, like a new case is registered for you. Do you remember a ticket or a case has been registered? Some kind of email uh, generally sent by the company whenever we raise any issue.
Yeah,
Okay,
understood.
so this is the case number. So how they stored the information in the Salesforce, like in this format. So let's suppose second time some other person receives the call. What they do, they ask you the case number, they search the case number. Okay, after searching the case number, they open the case and read what was discussed over here. So that's how Salesforce is able to manage or able to manage their customers by storing all their data in one place. So this is one example how Salesforce is being used. And there are plenty of examples on which segments the Salesforce is being used. Okay.
Okay.
So now for the industry perspective, let me tell you, uh, let's suppose we have opened a service application. Okay, this is already created by the Salesforce, but whenever we go into any company gives us the requirement. They do not use the application which are already provided by the Salesforce. Sometimes they want their application name should be different. Okay, so how they give us the requirement, let me tell you. They basically use one software called Jira. So they use this particular software and they provide us the requirement in this particular format. So let me explain you how they provide. So like if you read, create a Salesforce application for managing customers. Okay, we need to create an application for managing customers. Okay, in the Salesforce. Now, if we go on to the acceptance criteria, they are saying create an application with the name AMC, and their application should have the logo this. Okay, so this is how we got the requirement from any client in the IT industry, and we have to create the application now. So Now we have to create the application of the name AMC with this particular logo. So let me guide you through the steps how we have to create the application. So now you can see this gear icon. You can see we have to click on setup. Okay. Now you have to click on this particular setup.
Okay, first we have to go on Jira site to create a Salesforce site for us. Yeah, and a
No,
particular person.
no. Uh, this is basically the requirement. Let's suppose you will work in any company, right? So in that company, you will get the requirement. Please create this application for me. Client will say, no, you create this application for me, create this report for me, create like whatever work they want you to be done. They will give in this particular software in this format. Am I clear or still a
I'm
doubt?
a little confused.
Okay, no problem. Let me tell you. Uh, let's suppose I want to give you some homework. Okay, so there is one way to give you the homework. Like I'll say, uh, please create one application for me, and the application name should be AMC, and I'm sending you the logo and on the email. Okay, this is the one way of saying, please do my work. Okay, but what clients do in industry, they use software rather than saying on the call, rather than saying on the meeting or the email. They create this kind of screen for you, and over here we have to understand what we have to do. So after understanding this, we have to create a Salesforce application for managing customers. Now what will be the name of the application? They have provided. What will be the logo on that application? They have provided. So that is how client requests us to follow their requirements or follow what they want from us. So that's how we work whenever they ask.
Okay.
Okay. So this is basically how client asks us to do our work. This is our day-to-day work. They will sometimes they will say, please do this. Sometimes they will say, please do that. Let's suppose if you are working in a mm, in the calling industry, what they will say like, I'm sharing you the list of callers. You can call them, right? But in the IT, they gave the work like in this fashion. You have to do this particular requirement today. Create an application for me, and this application name should be this, and its logo should be this. This is their way to give the work. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay. Now they have given us the
So
way.
how it connected to automation?
It's not connected with the automation. It's like day to day task. They give today they will tell you, please you do this particular task. Then tomorrow they can say, please do some other task. So they will give you another link for tomorrow.
Okay.
So tomorrow they can say, please do this task. So each and every day they will give you the task. You have to do this today. You have to do this today. You have to complete this whole work by today only. So giving you the way they give work or the task in this particular format.
Okay.
Okay, this is the way to give the task. It's not related to the Salesforce. It's related to the IT basically. Salesforce is
Okay.
this. Okay, even if you work as an automation tester or a developer or any role you have, you will be using this particular tool in any industry of the IT. Okay,
Yes.
so it's not directly related to the Salesforce. It's like how they give us the work to do. Hope I am
Okay.
clear now.
Yeah.
Okay, now they already gave us the work to create an application with this. Now we'll be using Salesforce to create an app. So first step to create an app will be, we have to move to this gear icon. We have to click it over here, then go to the setup. Okay. Then we have to create an application. So we have to find app manager over here. We can write app manager and click over here. Click it over here. Okay. Now you can see there are many applications are already there. These all applications are created by Salesforce for us. Okay. But now we have to create one more application. So now to create an application, what we can do, we have to click new lightning app. Okay. Then on the new lightning app, we have to give the application name. What should be the application name? So we can copy the application name from here because client want the application name should be AMC. So we can copy it over here. Okay. Then we have to put some logo. We can put some logo. So client has provided us the logo. Okay. So we can download this logo. I have downloaded this logo and I can upload the logo over here. Downloads. I can upload. Understood these steps?
Yes.
Then we have to click next, next, then again next. Then we have to select few options over here. Okay, we can select any. It's not mandatory we have to select. I'm just selecting anything just for my choice, just to showcase you. Okay, let me select home and next. Then we have to type admin. These are the basically the steps we have to remember for creation of app. Okay, so we have to type admin. Then we can select the administration over here, then click on save and finish. Okay, so our application is created. We can see our application name is AMC is coming up over here. We have created today on the 15th date at 6:22 p.m. Right? Understood how we can create any application in the Salesforce?
Yeah.
Okay, now we have created the application. We have to open our application, how it looked like. So this is the 9 dots. It's an application launcher. It's something like in the Play Store, we have a Play Store we can search. So over here we have this 9 dot where we can open any application, whatever we have created or whatever Salesforce has created. So we can search the name of the application, which is AMC, which we have just created. Okay. So I have opened the application AMC. Okay. I have just added home. So home is already there. So this is the first work which client has gave us. Create an application with this name and use this logo. That's it for this requirement.
Okay, this
So
message we got from Jira and we
yes,
created an application in Salesforce.
yes, they will give us the requirement what we have to do in the Jira. But
Okay.
we are using Salesforce. So everything we will do or implement things into the Salesforce only. This is not automated or integrated with anything. This is a separate tool,
Okay.
and this is the separate. This is Salesforce. In the
Okay.
Salesforce, we have created the application. This is just the information what we have to do, nothing else.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
so we have understood what the trail ad is. Okay, basically it's a dictionary. Then we have understood how we can open the Salesforce playground. Okay, and what we can do in the Salesforce playground. So this is basically the Salesforce playground where we implement things, where we do all the Salesforce tasks. Okay, so we can do our hands-on on the Salesforce playground. Then we have created an application. Okay, then we have understood like what are the standard applications which Salesforce provide. So standard applications are these which Salesforce already provide. Okay, understood so far whatever we have covered.
Yeah, understood.
Okay, now we will understand the next requirement provided by the client. Okay, so now customer or client wants, we want to create something like earlier when I showcased you. I have created the case. So like, let me tell you. Let me showcase first. So I have created this case number for you, right? I just discussed with you in some time before, like when giving the example, like you were calling to the customer care and how they register your company by clicking on the
Yeah.
case, and then they clicked on the new and they have registered all your details, right?
Okay.
So now everything like these are chatter, accounts, contact cases. We call it objects, okay, in the Salesforce. These objects are provided by the Salesforce, but we can create these objects in my application as well. So client is using AMC application and they want us to create some object of their name, whatever they want to. Okay, and in their object they want some other things which we can do, like we can create our own fields. So this is the way they provide us, like uh, you can create any object first. So object will display over here. Okay, then we can click. Then client wants these fields should display custom name, then phone, then website. So these are the fields which will display on the screen, and we can enter the values in these fields. Understood what the task is?
Yeah.
Okay, now to create this part, what we have to do, uh, we are over here in our application. Now we have to create an object. So create and manage a customer account in the custom object. Basically, let me tell you. So we have to create a new object, and that object name should be custom. Okay. So how to create an object? So we again have to go onto the setup. Now we have to create object, right? So we can go on the object manager. Now we can create object. So we can click on create, then custom object, and we can give the name of the object that is custom. Okay, I just have to copy paste it over here and click save. Okay, so I have created one object with the name of custom. Okay, now my object should display over here, right? So for that, what we have to do, we are on the object manager, we have to click on home, go to tab. These are basically the steps which we have to remember or practice practice it out. Okay, now click on the tabs. We have to search tab. Then we can click on the custom object tab, click new. Now we have to show which object, custom. The name of the object is custom. So we should select custom, select anything, it doesn't matter, and click next. Then again click next, then again click next. That's it. Okay. Now if I refresh, you can see the object custom is coming up over here. So which means we have created the custom object now in our application, which is AMC. Understood how we can create a custom object?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we can click new. So you can see only one field is coming over here, custom name, nothing else. Now customer wants, like we want to store customer phone number, customer website, customer industry. So we have to create all these fields. So now how we can create these fields? So there is a step. I'll tell you one field how we can create, then everything is like we can create in the same manner. Okay. So we have to create a field over here. Okay. So that field can display over here. So what we can do, again we will go on to the setup. We have to go into the setup for each and every for the creation. Okay. We have to create field on custom object. So go into the object. Now we have to search custom because we have to create a field in our object custom. So we have to open our object first. Okay. Now go on to the fields and relationships because we have to create a field. Now we can click new. Okay. Now we will create a field of name phone. Custom name field is already there. Let's create phone field. Okay. So we have to create phone field. So there are many options provided by the Salesforce for, for the creation of different types of fields. So let's suppose I want to create phone type field. So this is the data type, which what we have to do, we have to client has provided us what type we have to select. So we have to select phone as a type. Okay, simple. Then click next. We have to give the field name. Name field name basically means how, like what should be the name of that particular field. So client has given us the requirement that a field name should be phone. Okay. So we can write phone over here. Click next. Sorry. We have to then client has provided mandatory is yes. So we just have to required equal to true. So this is the step. Whenever client say mandatory equal to yes, we have to follow this step. We have to required equal to true. Then we have to click next, again next, save. Simple. Okay. So now my field is created. We can see these fields are created already by the Salesforce, and this field phone I have created. Understood how we can create any field?
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's time to see how our field look like. So Salesforce is a bit slow whenever we create any field. So it won't display in the one time. So we need to refresh 2 to 3 times. Or Salesforce have one faster version. So let me tell you, if we click over here and go to Salesforce Classic. So Salesforce Classic is, it's also the Salesforce, but it's the older version of the Salesforce. I mean, see how it look like. It does not look very good, but it's very fast. So whatever field we have created right now, it will instantly show over here in my object. So my object name is my object name was custom. So we can search our object custom. So my this is my object custom. Okay, and I can click new, and you can see now I can see a custom name first field, phone field as a second. So let's suppose I am talking to you, E-Tech. Okay, uh, so I'm noting down your number. Let's suppose this, and click save. So now you can see I can create a record of E-Tech and their phone number. But client want we need to note their website. We need to note their which industry they belongs to. What's the what's your email? What's how many employees are working in your company? Everything. So for that, what we can do the way we have created the field phone, we can create another field as well. Then it will display over here. Okay.
Okay.
So so we have covered how we can create any object. So we have created an object called custom. Okay. So this is our object which we have created custom. Okay. So we have created this object. So it will be a custom object. Whatever objects provided by the Salesforce, let's suppose the cases you have seen. Okay. So that is a standard object. So anything provided by the Salesforce is called standard, and anything which we create by own is called custom object. Okay.
Mm.
So this is the difference. Now then we have tried creating a field. Okay, so we have created a field of phone type. We can, let's suppose E-Tech phone number is updated, so we can update their phone number. Okay, so we have created the field. We have understood there are some fields which are provided by the Salesforce, those we call a standard, and some other fields which we can create, those are called custom fields. Understood how we got the requirement into industry? That's first. So we got the
Yeah.
requirement into industry in the form in this particular software. Okay, like we have to create this, we have to use this, we have to create some object, we have to create these fields. Okay, now to work on these parts, we use Salesforce. So how a Salesforce can be used for any client? Like let's suppose uh, I need to store the e-tech information. So I should have some fields over here, like so that I can store their website, I can store their email, or I can store their any detail. So we should have some fields. So for that, client provide us the list of fields which they want for their business. So that's how uh, Salesforce behave and works for the customer.
Okay. Mm.
Okay, so there are many things which we can do in a Salesforce. Like there are buttons, new contact, add date, opportunity. So we can remove these buttons if we want. Okay, we let's suppose if we want to add another field, website, so we can add those field over here, or we can add another field at the bottom as well. Like we can arrange the field in any way we want. Okay, if we want to create some more objects, like custom is one object, so but if we want or client want more objects, so we can create more objects over here. Okay, if we
Mm.
want to change the application name, we can change it. So everything is possible to do the configuration in the Salesforce.
Mm.
So now the client can use this application and store the information. Let's suppose i'm a let's suppose I'm from the e-tech, and I want to store the student information. I can use Salesforce. So what I can do, I can create some fields. Okay, I can name the object as student. Okay, just an example. I can name the object as student information, and I can create many fields. So in that many field like student name, student email, student enrolled for which course, student fees, and student email ID. So all those details I can say. So what will happen? I do not have to create some list somewhere, but everything will be stored in this particular software role. Okay, let's suppose I have talked to that one customer, one student already. So I can note like I have already talked in some field. So I do not have to remember that I need to follow up to that particular student again and again. It will remind us. So Salesforce have all the features. We have to follow the client requirement, and client gave us the requirement in this particular software in this form in the industry, and then we have to implement each and everything in the Salesforce.
Okay.
Okay, so that's all the topics which I thought to prepare for this particular demo. But if you have any questions, whatever you didn't
No,
understand,
I understood most of the things, but I can't do practice that because I don't know open the site and make any
yes,
notes.
yes,
Otherwise,
correct,
it was very good
yeah,
introduction and very good teach by you.
yeah.
Thank you so
So,
much.
Salesforce is a cloud platform. I already told you, which means you can
Okay.
also access the Salesforce from your end. So, what you have to do,
Yeah.
I generally guide those like this is the website trailhead.salesforce.com. We have to sign up over here first. I have already signed up, but you
Okay.
can sign up on this website first. Okay.
Okay.
Then
Tell
after
dot
signing up,
Salesforce.
then you
Okay.
can click over here. Then you can click on hands on org.
Yeah.
Once you click over here, you will see the playground. So playground is nothing where we are doing
This
all these
is not
practice.
directly connected to automation. This is for only use in IT sector when I come working in a IT company.
Yes, like
Okay.
automation is also used in the IT only.
Ah, yeah.
So
I know.
let's
Can you
suppose,
little explain automation also?
yes. Uh, so automation basically it's a role, automation tester. So in that automation testing, what we do is, let's suppose I have created all these fields. Okay. Now we have like automation tester have to verify are all these fields visible over here or not? Are all these fields have the same phone number, like same details as a phone number or the website on the industry? This is not basically automation testing, it's a testing. So we have to test like the application name is same which client asks, object name is same which client asks. Okay, then whatever fields client want us to create, i I have created all those fields or not. So we have to test all those fields. So that is a part of a testing. Now automation testing, to understand the automation testing, basically we need to understand the whole concept of the testing first. It's not directly I can jump onto the automation testing without learning testing. We can't understand the automation testing very fast.
Okay.
If you understand the testing concepts, there are many concepts, not a 1 hour class I can take. It will be a long journey. There are many
Yeah.
documentations we have to do. But once you do the manual testing, then we can automate all the testings which we have done manually. So manual part
Yeah.
we can automate via any automation tool, which can be Tosca, which is provided by eTech by you only. There are many tools available in the market, XLQ, Selenium. So we can use any tool with the Salesforce to automate the journey. So
Okay.
in that case, we do not have to verify like it's a custom name manually. Like currently, I can verify the name is custom name. I'm verifying from over here. But in automation, they will verify by own. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
automation, it's not like I can explain you right at this stage because
Yeah.
we are at a very
Okay.
beginning level.
No, it's just short intro only.
Yeah.
I want. Okay.
But
I
first,
understood.
we have to understand or learn the whole manual part. First, you become the very good manual tester. Then you can think how we can automate those things so that the things which we are doing regularly, na, let's suppose if we are creating an application daily or we are
And if I
creating,
don't, if I'm not teach the manual tester earlier, so
okay,
how I get all these things?
no, no, automation testing is different. So Salesforce is different. Automation testing is different.
Sorry, manual testing. Sorry, I missed.
Okay,
Okay.
manual test.
If I did not done manual testing, so I
Hmm.
can complete automation or not?
No, if you do
Okay.
not know the manual testing, then you can't do automation testing. Or I can say you can do automation testing, but you won't be very much worthy for your company. You will create some issues. So to do automation testing, you should know manual testing. And
Okay.
I teach how to implement things into the Salesforce and then how we
Okay.
can do the manual testing. I
Okay.
know
You will
bit
teach
of
you will teach manual testing in this course.
yes.
Okay, and then you will teach automation.
Uh, I'm not sure I'll be teaching automation testing or not, but I have bit of idea. But there is one another trainer which teaches automation testing. So I know
Okay.
how automation journey starts. So I'll connect each
Okay.
and every dots. Like I'll teach this, I'll teach this, and I'll connect how things are related to the automation test. So that once the another trainer teaches you the automation testing, you'll be able to understand the concepts of the automation testing, and there will be a bridge between them.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a bridge
Thank you so
basically. We
much.
can't skip this part to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
That's
you so much,
all
sir.
from my. Yeah. Thank you.